killed the Nexus. He hasn't done... Oh, and Scarab going off there, picking off 2 tanks. Really nice micro there. But he hasn't done it all. He hasn't actually finished the job. Any job, really. He's killed off the tech. Yeah, but that's about it. And the tech is probably going back up now as we speak. So this is a little bit of a balanced game here. However, I still have to give it to Hiya at this point in time. Just because he's still got the contain and he keeps killing the forces of Jangbi. He's losing a lot of forces himself, and we all know that, oh, Reaver going down here. Man, Jangbi just so good. Like I said, this is his creativity. You don't see this from Protoss players. And oh, Scarab going off there, but being blocked by that Comsat. Killing a couple of SCVs there though. Oh, and a nice Scarab shot goes off there. I'm not sure how many SCVs were clumped up there. Oh, and a Wraith out in the field now as well. So really nice play there. And finally, those tanks pushing up just that extra inch farther that he needed to go. And the shuttle goes down as well. Picking off that Nexus, really unfortunate for Jangbi. And Jangbi usually is one of those players, though, that you see taking aggressive expansions all the time. And he's distance mining, guys. He is distance mining. Really unfortunate position that Jangbi's in right now. 2 base to 3 base, and it's going to be well defended. Now I think Hiya realizes his position. He's probably been scanning all over the map, realizing that there aren't any additional bases up for Jangbi, and he's going to use this massive force of vultures to just completely defend against all these Dragoons. He's got 5 tanks there sitting in the backfield, but with no Reavers in the mix, he's going to be able to siege those tanks up in a clumped up position, which is what you want to do as a Terran player, but what you don't want to do if there's that additional Templar or Reaver tech or even Arbiter tech. I mean, all kinds of Protoss tech, any Protoss tech really will just completely massacre clumped up tanks. But with no tech out in the field, Hiya's going to be able to defend, clump up, defend, ball up, and just completely roll it over this Protoss army here. And yeah, running in here, getting a lot of Zealots in the mix here, but even if he picks off this force, Hiya's going to be able to reinforce, and Jangbi doesn't have the mining and the macro at this point, the economy to keep up. But he is, I don't know, he's cleaning this up pretty well, and like I said with that mass army control, he's just so good at focus firing down those tanks. Dragoons don't, I mean, I'm not sure what their target fire priority goes to. I would think that it is tanks, but I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, the ones in the back will focus fire the vultures that are closer to them if they're not in range of the tanks. So he is doing really good with his micro here, and finally coming in here for another push. He really needs to take out this base here, but vultures there to defend. Vulture mines going down as well. One random vulture being shown here by the observer, getting picked off by a zealot. Tanks pushing in here again. Going to try to deny even distance mining. Really aggressive push here coming from Hiya. Those 2 tanks will probably be able to be taken out by just 1 zealot. Even if one of these probes came off the line, they could cause splash damage on the tanks. And there's 1 Dragoon here coming in, but oh, really nice timing here. As soon as those Dragoons come in to try to take out these tanks, and is he going to take it out? Yes, he does take it out, so he's going to be able to... Oh, man, just completely... Oh, just such strange tactics, strange micro, and such tense micro coming out here from Jangbi. Still distance mining, so even more tension coming out from the economic side of things. Jangbi really needs to put up another base here, though. He's still on 3 base, and if he can fight his way back into this one and win it, I mean, I don't want to count him out. He's really not too far behind, but if he can fight his way back, he is certainly behind at this point in the game, and it is getting pretty late into the game to a point where the Terran player can just completely walk over the Protoss opponent, usually, even if the Protoss player is on more mining bases, which at this point in the game it is not the case. Jangbi, just like I've been saying, he just needs to be on more bases. He needs to get something accomplished here. He needs to be on Arbiter tech or Carrier tech or just some kind of late game tech, because the Terran doesn't need tech. He just needs to upgrade, and I believe that the upgrades are up. Actually, like I said earlier, I need to check on those. I know a lot of Terran units have been clicked in the meantime since then, but I haven't been paying attention. So we're gonna have to see though what the mech army upgrades are at right now, and I also have to point this out though that Hiya doesn't necessarily have the unit positioning that somebody like Flash does, and I hate that all Terrans are being compared to Flash these days, but I mean, you got to do it. Tons of Vultures, by the way. And yeah, we're taking a look here. We are on 1-2 upgrades, so a little bit slower on the upgrade side of things than I would have expected, and a lot of mines going down here, picking off some Zealots, or doing a lot of damage to them at the very least. And yeah, this tank force here coming in here, going to siege up. Jangbi doesn't see it. One volley goes off, killing 3 Dragoons, and another Dragoon getting damaged there. And Jangbi, GG's. This push would have taken out those 2 bases, and Jangbi finally GG's. Yeah, like I was saying, though, Hiya not having the best force positioning there, but Jangbi just fell farther and farther behind there. I think he just got way too aggressive with that robotics facility push there, and he didn't get enough done with it. Not necessarily too aggressive, but he just didn't get enough done with it. Oh, and Hiya doing a dance, trying to mimic and mock the Samsung team just because Firebat Hero did his dance. But Jangbi, really not the player you want to be dancing against. I mean, he's just so cool, he's so slick, and he doesn't trash talk anyone. So, I mean, kind of a douchebag move there from Hiya. But Hwaseung OZ tying it up, 1-1. I'll see you guys in set 3.